Hello everybody, this is Parveen and I welcome you to another episode of the App DNA channel where we talk about all things apps. Today I'll be talking to you about a Fleet Hub management app through which you can keep a track of your drivers, your vehicles and the issues that can arise with your vehicles. This app will be built with our low-code platform Zoho Creator. What is Zoho Creator? Zoho Creator is a new age low-code builder which has a drag and drop interface where we drag elements, drop them, build our workflows and deploy apps quickly. It is meant for both developers and non-developers alike. This tutorial is based on the fact that you know minimal coding and I'll be teaching you the entire app step by step. Let's look at the essential features that our Fleet Hub app should have. Our Fleet Hub app will have 5 essential features. These features will encapsulate the entire workflow of our Fleet Hub app. The first feature is that we will add the drivers. The second is that we will add our vehicles. The third is that we will log the issues with our vehicles and we will assign them to the driver. The fourth step is that we will set reminders for the critical issues which will be sent out to the driver a day before the deadline. And the fifth step is that we will have a dashboard where we can see our active drivers, our active vehicles and the issues with them. We will now log into creator.zoho.com and build our first form which will add drivers. Welcome to creator.zoho.com where I'll be building my Fleet Hub app today. Here I can either go for a new application, or if you have been using spreadsheets to maintain your Fleet Hub contacts and drivers, then you can simply import those files and an app will be readily created for you. I'll click on new application and this takes me to the app gallery where we have 50 pre-made applications by our developers. Now if you don't want to make an app by yourself, you can simply install these apps, and here we have a Fleet Hub app as well that I will show you at the end of the tutorial. So let's get started from scratch. I'll name it as Fleet Hub 2018. Now this takes me to the workspace, the edit mode of the app where I'll be building the app. Now I'll create a new form, and this one, as I said, is to add my drivers. Add driver, and this takes me to the form builder where I'll be dragging and dropping these data elements to fill my form. Now I want to know the name of my driver, his email and the phone number, and with this my add driver form is done. Now I'll go to access my application and this will take me to the live mode of our app. So the difference between the edit mode and the live mode is that in the live mode I see my app running, whereas in the edit mode I go back and keep building the form and the workflows and keep enhancing the app. So this is my add driver. Let me say that I'm the first driver. I'll add my details. Add. So every time a form is submitted, all the details get collected in a report called all drivers. So in my all drivers, I can see that I have been assigned as a driver. So our first form where we add drivers is done, and we will move on to the vehicles form. Now that you know how forms work in Creator, we will build another form, and this one will be to add our vehicles, and then we will assign these vehicles to an active driver. Just like we built the driver form, I'll now go on to create my add vehicles form. Now in my vehicle form, I want to know the vehicle name, so I'll use the single line field. Next, I want to know the make and model, the license plate number, then the color. So this form is completely customizable and you can keep adding as much details as you want. Next, I want to know the vehicle status. For this, I'll use the radio button here. And the choices in vehicle status can be active, inactive and sold. Next, I'll be using a special field called the lookup, which is used to relate two forms so that we can relate this form to an already existing form's fields. So I'll use the lookup because I want to relate this form to my drivers. Now I want to look up the name of my driver and I'll name this field as assigned. So I want to know which driver is this particular vehicle assigned to, and once if this field is not blank, I want to know the assignment status as assigned. So I'll use the single line field here and I will name it as assignment status. Now the initial value of assignment status I want to be as unassigned. Type it here. So if there is nothing in the assigned to field, then the assignment status will be unassigned. But if in the lookup I choose a driver's name, then the assignment status will change to assigned, and that I will do in the workflow later on. But for now my vehicle form is done, and now I will go on to do my workflow where I change the assigned status. So I want to trigger my workflow while using the form add vehicle, run when a record is created, and the workflow name would be change assignment status. So I can simply name it as assignment status, create the workflow. So on data access, I want to the update record. Select a form to update records in. I want to update the records in my add vehicle form. Set criteria, which records should be updated. I want to update my assignment status field on the condition that it is not null. So if my, the assigned to. So if my assigned to field is not null, that means my car has been assigned to a driver. I want to update my assignment status field to assigned. This should do the trick. Hit done. Now I also want to change this visibility of the assignment status. I don't want this assignment status field to be visible to the admin while assigning the vehicles. So for that, I will create the workflow the same way. Add new action. And here in the field actions, I would like to hide the field assignment status. Hit save. Now all my workflows and form is done. So I will go to access my application and access my vehicle form. So let's say the first vehicle is a hatchback one. The make and model is Suzuki Swift. The license plate, the color is red. The vehicle status is active and it's assigned to Parveen Chaudhary. So I add my vehicle, and when I go to my all vehicles, you can see that my vehicle has been recorded here, the hatchback one, and the assignment status is assigned. So if I would not have assigned it to a driver, the assignment status would have stayed unassigned because of the workflow that I had created. So let's check out the workflow. By this time, not assigning to it to any driver. So let's say I have an SUV one. Vehicle status is active, and this time I'm not assigning it to any driver. So this time when I go to my all vehicles, you can see that the SUV assignment status is unassigned, and because I've hidden the assignment status field here, I cannot check it out. So my add vehicles form and the workflows related to it are done. We will build another form in the third step, and this one will be to log the issues with our vehicles. Our drivers will be assigned these issues and they will have a deadline by which they have to fix the issues. Also, we will have a custom action button where the driver will resolve the issue and click on it. Now in the third feature, I'm going to log issues. So for that, I will need an issue form where I can assign which vehicle has issues and which driver needs to be assigned for that issue. So I'll go on to create my issues form the same way I created my other forms. Let's name it as log issue. Now in my issue form, I want to use the lookup so that I know which vehicle I'm talking about. So go to my add vehicle and the vehicle name. Next, I want to assign it to a driver. So again, I'll use the lookup, and this one would be for my driver. Add driver and driver name. Next, I want to know the issue summary. So I'll use a single line field. Also a multi-line field for my issue description. Next, I will use the date field for my deadline. And then I can use the file upload feature for any associated documents that may be needed for my issue. And then I will use the drop-down field here for my resolution status. And here the choices would be whether it is resolved or open. And I want that by default this value should be open unless it is resolved. So my resolution status is done, and now my log issue form is completed, but I will create another form, and this one will be to set my reminders. So the set reminders form will have a lookup to this log issue form, and the purpose of the set reminder is to remind our drivers about any critical issues. So I'll name my form as set reminders. And this one will have a lookup to my issues. So I'll go to my log issue, and here I want the issue summary to be looked up. The field name is select issue, and then I also want a lookup to the vehicle. So I go to add vehicle, and here the vehicle name. So this would give me an idea of what is the issue and which vehicle are we talking about. So once I have my set reminder form, I will go back to my log issue form, and create a bidirectional lookup. So both these forms will be related by another lookup here. I'll go to existing relation, and here in my set reminder select issue, because I already have a lookup in my set reminder form from my log issue form, I can use that existing relation to create a bidirectional lookup so that both the forms are related in such a way that any change in one form gets reflected automatically in the other form. So in my set reminders select issue, I need the ID field here, and I'll name it as set reminder ID. And once I have created this, you can see that it says that it's a bidirectional relation. Now I hit done, my log issue form is created. I'll go on now to create a few workflows for this. The first workflow that I want is that I want to hide this set reminders ID, because this is not needed by the admin to be seen. So while using the form log issue, add a new action, just hide the set reminder ID. Next, I want to also hide the resolution status. So I can just use the same workflow to hide the resolution status as well, and hit done. The next workflow that I want to create is that I want a notification mail to be sent to my driver every time an issue has been logged. For this, we'll create one log issue, create the workflow, add a new action, and I want to have a custom action script on successful form submit. Now this is the deluge work builder, where I use these deluge tasks, which are blocks of code. I drag and drop them the same way I created the forms. And here I'll be using this fetch record task here. So I want records to be fetched from my contact form, and then I want them in this variable. So I will name a variable. So the variable name is recipient. The form that I want this variable to go to is the add driver form, and there I want id equals input dot assign to. So this variable recipient goes to my add driver form, and it finds out all the records that match the assign to that I have inputted in this particular log issue form. ID is a unique identifier by Creator through which it identifies the records so that we can later manipulate them. And once this variable holds the email of my assigned to driver, I can send him a mail from Zoho.admin to recipient the collection dot email. So you see how it works. Now recipient knows all the records that match my driver, and then I use the collection dot email to fetch the email of my driver. Now I'll have a subject, and issue has been assigned to you. And in the message, I can have a little bit of HTML as well so that it looks good. So I'll have hi plus the collection dot name so that the driver's name gets auto-populated. An issue has been assigned to you. Find the issue details here. This is the HTML code div plus input dot summary so that the issue summary gets reflected in the mail. So here is my message that has a little bit of HTML coding. I hit save and done. Now all my workflows are done for my issue form. All I need to go is go to my app, reload it, and check the log issues form. So my log issues form is right here. I will add the data here. So let's say my vehicle hatchback 1, which is assigned to Pervin, has an issue of broken mirror. And some description. I have a deadline, let's say 21. I do not have any associated documents, and I hit submit. Now when I go to all log issues, I see that my hatchback has a mirror issue, and then I can also set a reminder, which we will be doing in the fourth feature. For now, in my log issues, I have my vehicle name assigned to my issue summary and my resolution status, which is open. So what I need to do is that I need to have a custom action button right here that says resolve. So when I click on the resolve issue, my resolution status changes from open to resolved. For this, we will go back and we will do a bit of tweaking in my design. So I'll go to my all logged issues report. I go to my actions, and here I want to create a new action So I'll name my action button as resolve. Run the below workflow on the condition that the resolution status equals open and hit create workflow. Now I will have a custom action script here that whenever this button is clicked, the input resolution status should change to resolved. And this custom action button I'll add to my layout right now. Create the item, go to layout, and here I will add the field resolve. This should do the trick. Now I will go back to my live mode, I reload it, and you'll see my custom action button in a while. Yeah, so this is my custom action button. Now the hatchback is a broken mirror. So what happens when my driver resolves the issue? I click on the resolve and my resolution status changes to resolved and the button now is disabled. What happens now in my mail? Let me go and check my mail and see if I get any notifications. So yeah, I got a mail the moment I had created an issue. So an issue has been assigned to you. Hi Praveen Chaudhary, an issue has been assigned to you. Find the issue details here. Broken mirror, and the description is mirrors. Now in my HTML, I did a little bit of mistake, I think, because there's no space between hi and Praveen. But that's fine. So my third feature of we will check out schedules in Creator and set reminders for our drivers, which will be sent out a day before a critical issue has to be fixed. Now for my fourth feature, where I set a reminder for my critical issues, I will create a new workflow because in my set reminder form, if you remember, I'll show you in the live mode. So in my set reminders, suppose I collect this issue, broken mirror. So now I have to check which vehicle it is. I want that the moment I say broken mirror, this one should auto-populate which vehicle I'm talking about. So for this, I'll go and create a new workflow to auto-populate my vehicle name the moment I talk about an issue. So choose from set reminders, populate vehicle, and this new action should be triggered every time on user input of the select issue. So when I know which issue I'm talking about, I want the vehicle to be populated. For this, I will go on to use my fetch records task, input dot add vehicle. The form is log issues, id equals input dot select issue dot vehicle name. And then I disable the add vehicle field. So what this code does is that the moment I know which vehicle I'm talking about, this will be done by going to the log issue form. All the IDs will be checked to know which particular ID I'm talking about when I have selected an issue. And once I know that ID, I can get its vehicle name and I can input it to my add vehicle in the form. And then I disable the add vehicle. So I hit save. So my workflow is done, and now I will go on to create a schedule so that I can set a reminder for the issue. For that, I have to create a new workflow on a schedule date, choose a date field, log issue, and the field name is the deadline. So execute workflow on the above date. I want it to happen a day before the deadline. At time, let's say anything. Repeat interval once. I'll name my workflow as add a new action. And this one will happen on the condition that the set reminder ID is not null. So if I have some data in the set reminder form, that means I need to have an email for that. So I'll write a script for this and we will go on to fetch records once again so that we know the email address of the driver that the issue has been assigned to. So let my variable be mail rec from the form add vehicle, sorry, not add vehicle, add driver. The field ID should equal input dot assign to, and then you get the mail of it. What mailrec does is it goes to my add driver form. It finds out the particular ID that matches what driver I have assigned to. Once it knows that ID, it just gets his mail. And then I can use a send email task from Zoho.admin user ID to my mailrec collection. Subject can be service reminder. So the message is it's time to get your vehicle's issue resolved. And this should suffice because they will then know that they have an issue deadline coming up. Now I hit done and then we go on to access our application. This time when I select the issue broken mirror, it says my hatchback 1 and I hit submit. In my all log issues, I checked that my deadline is 21st March. So on 20th of March, there will be a reminder to my driver that his issue needs to be resolved. Now I'll move on to the fifth feature and create a dashboard. The fifth step is the most interesting of all. We'll be building a dashboard which will have our active drivers, our active vehicles, and our active issues. Also, right from the dashboard, we can click on the resolve issues. Let's see how to create dashboard with Pages in Creator. Our app is ready, and now I will go on to build a dashboard so that at a quick glance you know all your active drivers or active vehicles, your issues and stuff. So I will create a new page. Till now we have created forms, workflows and reports, and now we'll be creating a page. I'll name my page as dashboard. And this is the dashboard in Creator where we can build our page through panels, charts, forms, reports, snippets, buttons. We have a lot of things that we can do here. We can customize the page as much as we want. I will want a report. So based on my application, Fleet Hub, and the report all drivers, I want to embed it as a report. So I'll drag and drop it. I'll name it as active drivers. Next, I'll also embed the all vehicles report. So all vehicles. And this one I'll name as active vehicles. Next, I want to know all the issues. So all logged issues. Embed this also as a report, and I'll name it as all issues. Now I can also have the set reminder form as a button here. So I will go to the form, set reminder, and I'll embed it as a form here. Action is it will open the form, set reminder. Now I hit done, and we will go and check how it looks like in our live mode. Now I want the dashboard to appear right here on the top, so we can customize how the app looks like by going here, and we can have different themes as well. So let's say I use this theme. So then my app will look like this, and then I will go on to reorganize the tabs. I want the dashboard to be the first thing that you see when you open it. So I'll simply drag my dashboard onto the top, and then you can add your driver, your vehicles, your log issues, and your set reminders. Now you can also change the icons of this by going to this configuration button here, use icons. So in my vehicle, I want to have a vehicle symbol. In my driver, I want to have all the drivers as a human being. You can search. We don't have a human being here. We have one here. Okay, all drivers. And you can have, so log issue looks like this, reminders look like this, and dashboard looks like this. Okay. Now I'll go and reload my app and see how it looks like. So now you see we have an entirely different look for our Fleet Hub 2018. The moment I click on the dashboard, my dashboard looks so cool. I have my active drivers Pervin here. I have my active vehicles hatchback and SUV. You can check all the issues right here, and then you can go a bit down, and you can also set reminders right from here in a button. We have built our app. Let's have a quick demo to check out all that we have done today. Now I'll have a quick demo of our app that we built now so that you can re-encapsulate all the features of Creator and how to build this low-code app. So the first thing that we see is our dashboard right here. Then we go on to add drivers. Let me say I add a new Akshay, my friend. So in my all drivers, you can see Akshay right here, and then you go on to add a new vehicle and assign it to Akshay. So my new vehicle would be a sedan. Assign to Akshay, and I click add. So when you go to our all vehicles, we can check the new sedan one that has been assigned to Akshay. And next I will log an issue. So you have your driver, you have assigned your driver a vehicle, and when a new issue comes up, you go click on sedan. You can assign it to Akshay. The issue summary can be low oil, and hit submit. So in my all logged issues, you can check that there is an issue with Akshay. He needs to fill oil, and then I can set a reminder for him as well if it's a critical issue. So select the issue low oil, and the vehicle gets auto-populate, and hit submit. Now what happens on Akshay's end, we will go and check out. So this is Akshay's mail, and an issue has been assigned to you by Pervin. Hi Akshay Arsenal, an issue has been assigned to you. Find the issue details here. Low oil, fill motor oil. So Akshay gets a mail triggered, and because the deadline is tomorrow, today he'll also receive a reminder email for this. And then you can check all the set reminders as well. But the main thing is this dashboard where you can go and check that your current drivers are Akshay and Parveen. You have these 3 vehicles here, you have a log issue right here. So from this dashboard you can do everything. You can even resolve the issue with a click, and it says that the low oil issue has been resolved. Or you can set a reminder from here, which will take you to this form of set reminder. So this dashboard makes this Fleet Hub look pretty awesome, where you can do everything from here, and then there are the other tabs. So this demo quickly re-encapsulates everything that we have learned today. I will take you back to the app gallery of Creator, where we will install the Fleet Hub app that our developers have created for us, and let's check out the extra features that the app has. We will now go to our app gallery by clicking on the new application, and here I will find my Fleet Hub app, and I'll install this application. So our app has opened here. This is the Fleet Hub app, and as you can see there, the dashboard has open issues, service reminder, vehicle status, recent comments, vehicles, vehicle renewal reminders. So there are a host of other features in this app that we could not create in the limited time that we had. And then there's the contact status. Next, I have other features as well, like in vehicles we have the assignment history, where you can check what vehicles have been assigned to which drivers. Then we have service entry. Now this feature I didn't have in my app. In service entry you have stuff like odometer, labor, parts, additional details, where you can also have separate vendors. You have fuel entry, so you can enter your fuel details here. We created the issue thing, we created service reminders, and then there are renewal reminders, and you have vendors separately. So this app is very much self-contained, and it is much more expansive than what we created. I would like that you install this app from the app gallery and start trying it for yourself after we have finished our tutorial. I hope you enjoyed the process of building app in our low-code platform. If you have any questions regarding this app or any other app, then you can comment them below. Also, don't forget to subscribe our channel for more such app making videos. Till then, keep making apps and be happy.